I did buy it. I took
the
sleeve off. So.
No.
I read it over COVID because I knew if I didn't, I never would read it.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
See, I should just carry it around like in my
to let people know you have it.
Well, no, I took the sleeve off.
I made my mom buy me a copy. That's how
Yeah.
much of a fucking loser I am.
Yeah.
Because we were at a bookstore by my grandmother's house, and I saw it, and I just recognized the name, and I was like, "Oh, that's supposed to be a really good book." And then I fucking dropped it on the counter. The entire library, the entire bookstore turned to look at me, and just the faces of disappointment.
Yeah,
We could talk about being performative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
honestly.
Oh, we can. Let's talk about being performative.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Cool.
Being performative, not talking about it. I like talking about
it.
Yeah.
Maxim, we're good. Oh yeah, you're rolling. Oh, word.
Classic.
What's up? So
no way. We've been recording. Did we get all that? Oh yeah. Classic podcast.
You didn't get us talking about Infinite Jest, did you?
I said I read it.
No, I did. You kind of look like Dave. I know you've heard it, but you kind of look like David Foster Wallace.
Yeah, dude.
I should start wearing a bandana
on and hang yourself.
I'm gonna kill myself. Fuck the bandana. Just kill yourself.
Yeah, just kill yourself. You
talk about being performative. Noah killed himself.
Yeah,
we get it.
Right.
You're sad.
Ooh, you outsmarted living.
Who is it? Somebody. There was somebody who had said this really funny thing. Like, "Fuck you. You don't get to be so smart that you don't live with the rest of us." About David Foster Wallace.
Who said this?
Somebody said it about him.
A person you know, or
no?
like
I just heard it somewhere.
It's in the zeitgeist.
They were like they were talking about like maybe it was Rick and Morty or something, but like they were just basically like shitting on the idea of like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm gonna kill myself because nobody understands me.
No, that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you really believe it, stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an incredible amount of follow through.
My brother once told me. No, maybe I shouldn't say that. My brother once told me that every decision you make is good and in your own right to make.
Well, your brother's wrong.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Your brother's not the smartest cookie.
Yeah, your brother, in his infinite naivete, was wrong.
Why? Where did he?
That wasn't what he said. I just don't want to say what he actually said.
Okay.
Wow, I like how that was better than what he was actually going to say. He said something that would justify murder and rape, and you're like, I'd rather say that than what he actually said.
Yeah, he said you're allowed to do anything you want. And it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I said that more in the context of like to me and like following my dreams. But I made it too broad.
Oh, got it.
He's never once said that to me though.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you should follow.
Yeah, Noah's brother once told me I could hurt people if I want to.
He did.
He just knows you literally cannot.
Honestly, if you said to Jed, he is the most like happy-go-lucky guy that if you're like, I think it would make me really happy if I was hurting people. He'd be like, dude, you should chase that. Like you should really.
Or chase like a woman or something
like he's just like the ultimate salesman. So he's like, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Never say no sort of guy. Yeah.
Fuck, I forget whose bit it is, but it's like a famous comedian. It's like talking about being in the office and like your coworker being too positive. And it's like, yeah, man, I mean, I'm just not feeling good. He's like, yeah, that happens, man, but you know, it's all good. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna end my life. And he goes, follow through is great, man. You stick with it. You set out what you do, and that's awesome, man. It's been good knowing you for sure, man.
Saying goodbye.
Just like always too positive. And
before I forget, guys, I have a little gift.
Oh, gift.
It's a sponsor of the podcast, Tropicana Island Punch.
Wow, Island Punch
for each of us.
Is this actually good or not?
I have no idea.
Why do you have these?
I saw them in the supermarket right by, well, not a supermarket because that's like bigger. It was the market right by here. More of like an extended bodega, probably actually. And
this will be the podcast. You figuring out where you got these from,
and
you'll talk yourself through.
They looked really good, and I just thought we'd just have a little swig together.
I haven't had a sip yet. I'm gonna be fully honest. I am looking forward to disappointment in this.
I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be okay too.
It was this or V8s.
Oh, definitely this.
God,
it's not bad.
That's pretty good.
I actually think it's good.
You know what it tastes like is you guys ever had Pog before?
What the hell? You don't need to bring up porn right now.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
I've had
ridiculous.
Pog before. Oh, brother, have I had Pog before?
Just some guy who's like, no, I don't know. I don't know Pog. Maybe we stop talking about it.
It starts getting hard.
A guy
Nope,
who's
I
embarrassed.
definitely have not.
Guy who's embarrassed of having like a normal fetish. No. I like feet. What? Pog. Gross.
Your Matt likes big tits MILF. I do not. I do not like big tits MILF.
I like having my balls strangled by a rubber band and then getting beat in the ass with a rope.
I like having a
Give me
gun.
that hat right now.
Just saying your own riff.
Give me that
Yeah,
hat.
you can't. Yeah,
That was a good riff.
that's a very specific riff.
But it was a
Which
good.
I think- well, that's I think what
you know,
made it good.
I'm trying to have more confidence in myself, and me
Nice.
claiming the hat, I think is the first step in that journey.
Well, as one of your closest friends here, you should have less confidence.
I think it's scary to call your own shot like that. I'll never do it. I'll never do it. And you're not wrong.
You're
not-
scared. You're scared by.
I'll never call
the
my own
complexity
shot.
of my darkness.
Well, yeah, you're very DFW. I'm just scared you might kill yourself at any point. There's the complexity of your darkness.
After coming up with guy who's nervous about his normal fetish. I'm too smart for this world.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
must kill
Yeah.
myself.
Listen, you know when you've peaked. Just cut it out. Yeah.
I need to take a picture of you because I fucking hate it so much. Oh God.
Just also,
Folks, this is what success looks like.
A
It's a
man-
grown man demanding to wear a fedora in a basement.
and not just any fedora, a pinstripe fedora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make him look thin, to make his head look thin.
To make his head look thin.
I'm gonna be fully honest. This is so fucking good.
It's
though.
really good,
good.
right?
It's really good.
I was worried that it wouldn't be.
This
I
Island
would
Punch
finish
is
the whole
rocking.
thing, but there's
Yeah.
too much sugar in it, and I'm a diabetic, so I'm not gonna.
I forgot you're
Way to
diabetic. I'm
go,
sorry.
Noah.
Yeah, a little insensitive. That's fine.
I'm
You made
sorry.
Josh diabetic, bro.
Yeah, you made me. I wasn't before I drank that. That's how much sugar's in it.
Okay, this kind of. I mean, this isn't performative.
If it helps, if it makes you feel any better, I have no idea how diabetes works.
That's actually great because so many people make jokes about it, but they're like complete non sequiturs that have
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything.
Because yeah,
It's crazy.
Josh would be salty, but he can't because of his diabetes.
Literally, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that exactly. And it's like salt has nothing to do with it. And people are, and the problem is everyone is on an equal playing field of ignorance. So everyone's like, pretty good.
Yeah.
And everyone, I'm just like, I'm the only one left out of the joke because I'm like, I wish I was that stupid. Like, I wish
Yeah.
I knew so little.
Yeah.
But I know too much. So it's like, well, actually, it doesn't. And maybe it's just because I'm unable to cut loose. So I'm just
No,
like,
you're
oh,
like
well, that makes no
I've seen you
sense.
cut
So
loose.
I can cut loose in some way.
Someone
but, like,
makes a dumb diabetic joke, and Josh is like, "Hey,
yeah, exactly.
you knock it off.
See,
That's not even right."
see, if I stood up for myself like that, that would be great. But instead, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I just don't laugh, and I make the whole room like awkward. I'm like, oh,
and
sorry.
everybody's like, "Oh my god, Josh is diabetic and he's annoying."
Exactly.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
it's both. It's both. And it's just like,
Then
I
you're
eat a lot
Scott
of sugar? Yeah.
Malkinson.
No, because
I don't know who
then
that
what
is.
South
happens
Oh, okay.
is once you're weird and you have a thing, people then hate you for your thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be, a bruise on the diabetes community if everyone was like, oh, that guy's a diabetic and annoying.
If I had gotten this is how little I understand diabetes. If I had gotten non-sugar, would you have been able to drink that?
I would have, but I also wouldn't have because it probably would have been bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Because non-sugar is bad. Like when I was in the hospital when I was like 9 or whatever, getting diagnosed,
yeah.
people would bring me like sugar-free chocolate or
Yeah.
sugar-free Oreos or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, complete trash, like garbage. And they're like, huh? You could still participate in society. Don't worry. You can have good stuff too. And I'm like, no, this is terrible. So I just didn't eat it.
Oh,
It's
so
like
you've
bad.
never had Mexican Coke?
I'm from San Diego, but I don't drink soda. So actually, that's why I haven't. It's clear. No, I haven't,
So
but I wanted it to be for a specific reason. Not like
I don't know
not
what the San
because of
Diego has to
diabetes.
do with.
Well, it's right next to Mexico. There's a ton of Mexican.
So,
Coke there.
you've had Mexican Coke, right? So good.
It's fine.
Shut up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like soda, so I don't drink any soda.
What's a food that like most people are like, oh, you. What's a food that most people would think you can't eat, but you can? And then what's a food that you really miss?
Oh,
That you might be able to have, because like I remember watching Scrubs Turk, who had diabetes.
Uh-huh.
He could have like one candy bar every year on like a certain day.
Yeah, that's
and
dumb.
I don't know what that has to do with it, but like, or maybe like once a week. But like, what's one food that like you can't eat like that you miss, and then what's a food that everybody thinks you can't eat but you actually can?
So there is no food
Long
I
question.
cannot eat. I can
Okay.
eat any food I ever want ever.
Okay.
I've already had a king size Snickers today because I ate part of it during church because I had low blood sugar. So I was like, I gotta eat it. So it all depends on where your sugar's at. So I
Yeah.
can eat any candy as much as I want.
Yeah.
In fact, I eat so much candy, chocolate specifically,
Yeah.
that in 2020 I like went on a chocolate hiatus. I was like, no
Yeah.
chocolate, because I had like a panic attack or something at the end of 2019, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I gotta just stop eating chocolate. So I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't know what sort of year 2020 was gonna be.
Yeah.
I was like, so I just like gave up
Yeah.
chocolate, and because in 2019 I ran the math. I think I spent over $1,000 in chocolate,
Fuck.
like easy. Like easy.
That's like the worst version of a gambling problem you can possibly have.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, there's no gamble. I lose.
No.
There's no like potential winning. It's just like an immediate great feeling, and then it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I get fat. So it's like,
But so is it like, so are you basically living with it? And I'm sorry we're turning this whole podcast is talking about Josh's
it's
diabetes.
very interesting.
Can I have one more question?
Yeah, dude. Talk.
Okay. So is it more like how some people calorie count? Is it like you have to stay within a certain level of blood sugar?
Yeah, so I stay within a certain level of blood sugar.
Okay.
But like, it's not about calories, it's about carbs.
Yeah. I'm sorry
and
if any of
sugars
this
or
is
whatever.
insensitive. I
Oh,
just
it's not
genuinely have
insensitive.
no idea
No, it's not
how
insensitive.
any of this works.
No, you're just stupid. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, most
Yeah.
people don't know this, so it's fine. Yeah, it's just staying in between a certain blood sugar
Yeah.
thing. And I have an app on my phone that if you can, it just says your blood sugar.
This has been a
And
good riff, actually.
This is on my thing. Oh, thank you. And so that's why
Josh's
Listen, I'm gonna be-
diabetes is the best riff of the show.
his diabetes stuff was hilarious. Guys, it looks like we got a clip.
It's-
Just giving information about diabetes. This hat is hurting my head. But yeah, that's that. Sorry. Yeah.
Fucking took the hat off.
Sorry. I mean, I want to earn it, and I know that.
No,
the
that's
advice
that's
is-
honestly good.
I want to be honest.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Rather than, hey guys, what I said was funny, so bring it on over. Yeah!
Oh, backwards fedora. That actually looks pretty good. I mean, not really good.
I stand by my decision to put on the fedora.
You're actually crazy for that, but it's okay.
Yeah, because I'm fucking
Even if you
insane.
did deserve it, you never claim it. You know?
Oh, I'll claim it
Yeah. It's all right.
because I'm the worst.
It's just a oh.
yeah,
That's like Louis' joke.
yeah.
Like if you could just, it's okay. I'm an asshole. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
God, now I have a headache.
Did people ever, speaking of being performative, did people ever feel like you were faking it in a way where they're like, no, come on, you can do it?
Maybe sometimes in regards to this would happen sometimes in like sports or whatever. Like if I had low blood sugar, I needed to go and like get some food or apple juice or whatever, and that would sometimes happen at the end of practice when like everyone's doing sprints. So I'd be like, oh, I gotta get some sugar, and everyone's like, oh, that's untrue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And most of the time it was I did need it. I did need sugar. But sometimes you lean into it a little bit.
You like leave practice a little earlier.
You're like, oh, I think I gotta get. Oh
Yeah.
man, this is gonna be.
They're like,
a
all
rough
right, you
one."
guys have been
It's
bad
like
today.
it's-
One more round of suicides. You're like, blood
Oh
sugar.
no, my blood. I need it. And the coach is always like, oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, hey, anything you need. You know,
You didn't
Yeah.
have
I
one of
feel, I
those-
feel like most reasonable people kind of know that boundary. That like when you're
Yeah.
at work and you don't feel great, but you know you don't feel sick enough to go home, but you're
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm gonna go home. Like,
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like at work,
Yeah.
like especially like at an office job, like most people like cheer you on when you like fake a reason to go home early.
Mhm.
Like because like nobody wants to be there, so
Yeah.
it's like they'll like go to bat for you, and they'll be like,
Mhm.
he's fucking throwing up blood in the bathroom, and you're back there, my tummy hurts, and
Yeah.
they're like, get out of here.
Yeah,
Noah keeps coming his pants. He has to
yeah,
go.
exactly. Yeah. Oh no, it's not good. He's sick.
Yeah.
He's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of fake diabetes or real diabetes, I was on a Spirit flight one time,
Yeah.
and
Everybody on Spirit has diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Dude,
why,
this-
that's why you can't take on luggage. There's always so much weight on the flight. They just assume everyone's like, you're carrying it on your person. You
Yeah.
don't need to. Yeah.
fucking dude, this guy went into diabetic shock like in the middle of the plane ride.
Yo.
Like this fucking dude.
I want to ask first. Is that bad?
It's not good.
Okay.
He went to diabetic shock, and it was rad, dude.
But it was like kind of cool.
It was
Yeah.
sweet, dude.
He went like pale and like a fucking
yeah.
Yeah. So it
Um,
wasn't like Wolf of Wall Street.
No.
Okay.
So he is like kind of stumbling towards the bathroom and then like very obviously like crashes into the exit row seat to like sort of just like he only got like halfway through the plane. So
Yeah.
like he's obviously but the Spirit flight attendant just thinks he's being an asshole and like sitting in the exit row. And she just goes, "Sir, you cannot sit there." And then he like tries to get up and then fucking fully just collapses on the ground.
They probably thought he was drunk then.
So no. She yells at him. She walks back, yells at him again, and she goes, "Sir, you cannot be on the floor." And all of us are like, "Yeah, like he's unwell."
Yeah.
But I think in her mind, she was just like the last straw. Like
Yeah.
someone's trying me today.
Well, she works on
This guy's not diabetic.
Yeah.
I'm diabetic.
Yeah.
She works at Spirit. Like, I feel like that something like that happens every flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just like, quit faking. I've seen this 5 times today already.
Dude, also, I feel like Spirit is like the dick's last resort of airlines. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they're just all like, they joke a lot and
Yeah.
they're like, you all are poor. And, you know, like that's, I hear
You're
that
probably all comedians.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're just like, I'm surprised you just start roasting him, you
Yeah.
know? Just like, you dummy.
Yeah.
You think whatever.
You paid $70 for this flight. You think you're getting medical attention?
Yeah, exactly.
Shut
Is
up.
anybody
shot.
a doctor on this flight? Silence.
Yeah, no doctors on Spirit. Yeah,
There was.
I played a
like,
doctor in a soap opera. Close enough.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
over
You
here.
got to know something.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? But there was this one. There was like a doctor and a nurse, and they were both just like, "I know, right? I couldn't believe
That's
it."
kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's more crazy than a guy going into diabetic shock.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have all this money, and yet you're still on Spirit with the rest of
Yeah.
us.
That's a true warrior for the proletariat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know what proletariat means.
Like the people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
the bourgeois.
The bourgeois.
The
That's one thing
bourgeois?
I've noticed.
The
is that people-
Belenois? No, that's a dog.
people I've noticed that people who use the word bourgeoisie are not typically part of the bourgeoisie. You know what I mean? Like they're more educated, like they're an educated folk. Like they come from not the bourgeoisie, unless I'm completely misunderstanding what bourgeoisie
Well,
means.
bourgeoisie,
which is more likely.
people who use the term bourgeoisie are usually using it as like an insult for people in the bourgeoisie, I feel like somebody in the bourgeoisie would never call themselves a bourgeoisie because I feel like that would be like the most like bourgeoisie thing you can do. Like it's supposed to be like proletariat's supposed to kind of be like a compliment to the working class people. Like if somebody's like, you're a member of the proletariat, it's like, yes, I'm one of the people. And then it's like, you're a member of the you're a member of the bourgeoisie. It's like, ooh.
Oh, because I feel like people in the proletariat don't typically use that word to refer to themselves.
Mhm.
Like I don't think I'm going to find like some blue collar worker.
I
in
feel like that's
Boston
what it
be like,
is now. Like that's what it is now. Like
no, I mean you're not gonna find like an iron worker who's like, yeah, I'm part of the proletariat.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
but I mean
That
more.
guy's
Boys on the
ripping. That guy's
proletariat.
ripping. Yeah, like
Okay, maybe I'm talking more of like
If you
Bushwick,
called some-
Marxian
yeah,
people.
who are all here by choice.
Marxist
by the way.
people,
Everyone
yeah.
moved here
yeah,
and live a poor lifestyle.
yeah,
They could all have like the nicest apartment in
Yeah.
Houston, and they're all like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm really poor." And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you spend $1,500
yeah,
a month. You know how nice that could get you in Denver?
yeah.
It'd be great.
what could 1,500 get you in Denver?
A nice 1-bedroom. And
Really?
Like oh yeah, in like
Oh,
a nice
damn.
area by a park. I mean, yeah, it'd be sweet.
Damn.
Dude, I do that sometimes. I go on Zillow just in like different cities, like Chicago.
Mhm.
Oh, dude.
No
I could
way, really?
Oh, yeah. Right by the lake. I mean, you get good stuff. Yeah, man.
How long did you live in Chicago for?
I went to school in the suburbs for 4 years, and then for 2 years after, I lived on like the outskirts of Chicago.
Word.
So yeah,
And then Denver just for like a little bit.
Denver for 2 years.
Okay, word.
Yeah. So I went to Denver from San Diego because COVID pushed me from Chicago to San Diego, and then I moved from San Diego to Denver, and then Denver to here.
Did you guys?
So-
Okay, so being performative,
Mhm.
growing up, did you guys ever have like a thing you tried on, or like a guy you tried to be for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
I was the guy who my thing in middle school was that I showed everybody my butt cheeks.
Wow, that was a guy you tried to be.
That was the guy.
I'm trying to be the guy who shows people his butt
I was
cheeks. I
like-
just can't handle.
I was like,
There goes butt cheek Matt.
literally though, I was like, yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I used to get like territorial if someone else was mooning people.
Yeah.
I was like,
wow.
yo, butt cheeks is my thing, bro.
Mooning Matt.
Yeah. That was a guy definitely.
How old were you?
11, 12, 13.
13's when it starts getting
Yeah,
like,
13 and 13 you cut it off.
Yeah, that's when it starts becoming a sex crime.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know, if you were like 7,
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's very funny.
There was one time where I played volleyball in high school, and there was
Nice.
one time where my buddy Joe mooned this car. He's like 16, 17 at the time. So technically this was kind of a sex crime, but there's this older couple. We're driving down the highway on the bus. There's this older couple driving next to us, and he moons them, and they fucking followed us and just reamed out the coach. And he's like, Joe, you can't play today. And he's like, why not? He's like, you just fucking did that to the oldest people I've ever seen in my life.
Damn.
Dude, I like how that kept him from playing.
He didn't get
Like, that's
detention.
such a
He
funny.
just missed one game. Well, he was like our star like guy at the net. Like he could jump so fucking high.
Well, yeah, but that's like that. It's so not
We were pissed.
related. It's so not related to the crime at hand. It's like, you should go apologize to those people.
Well, he did.
And then he
did.
plays some volleyball.
No. I think he did, but it was just like, yo, that's
What I'd make him do is I'd make him play, but he has to wear a belt really, really tight
Yeah.
over his elastic shorts.
Yeah.
So he's wearing the shorts
Oh, and
then
he
just
can't
a
jump
belt
that high.
on top of it.
yeah.
It's like your pants are staying on.
Yeah.
Okay. And that
Oh,
would
to
be
keep the
like
pants up. I thought you meant
Yeah.
like a belt to weigh
No,
him
it's a
down.
no,
so
it's
he
a
can't, like, get
symbolic.
up.
No,
Yeah.
it's a symbolic. You keep your pants on, so he wears a belt over the elastic.
What if the
shorts.
belt's like a WWE championship belt, but it says I show my
I did
butt
it-
cheeks?
I was,
No.
Or I did a sex crime.
Yeah, I did a sex crime.
It'd be that, or it'd be one of those threaded belts where the hole could stick in kind of like wherever,
Yeah.
sort of belt. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
like the woven
Yeah, 'cause
ones.
those
yeah.
look really nerdy.
Yeah.
Just make him look like an idiot.
I used to try to be what I thought was a cool guy in like
Can't wait
middle
for this.
in like high school. But that was more sad. Like I just got like very like suck uppy and like mean. But when I was a kid, I used to always be like whenever I would go to my cousin Gavin's house for holidays, I was very performative. Like he had saved every single Halloween costume. And so whenever we go there, we'd get there and I'd be like, is the basement unlocked? They'd be like, yep. And I'd go down and then come out in like a Robin costume or like whatever costume they had down there. And I'd just be somebody else for the rest of the night.
You'd be Robin?
I'd be Robin for like the rest of the night.
Wow. You just be gay for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And there was one
I
time
imagine
where
Noah, 25 years old now,
Yeah, exactly.
showing up to the open mic, does his set, and just goes into the bathroom, changes, isn't done performing,
yeah.
just hangs out at the open mic in a Robin costume.
Yeah. But then
It's
like
too short.
there was one time where some friends, so like I was maybe 8 or 9, maybe like 10 or 12. But this one family, the Millers, they were there and they brought their kids and they brought their daughter who was like a year younger than me, maybe like a year or 2 younger than me. And like I'm running around in the ramen costume and I run past her and then I backpedal and I go, I'm only doing this as like a bit. And then like kept running because I was trying to like be cool.
Dude, that's so fun. You're like, hey, listen, you mean between you and me.
Between you and
This
me.
is- I know this is fun.
I know this, like, I know everybody thinks this is weird, but like, this is really kind of like a performance.
What did
of
she
it.
think of it?
Okay.
Probably, yeah. She was like, okay.
Oh, man, being demeaned
just
by
kept-
someone younger than you?
And I just kept
Oh.
running.
Oh, man.
That's
Especially
gotta
at that age.
Yeah. Oh, that hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Dude. That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
I think.
A child can't even be directly mean to you.
Yeah.
They have, you've so ostracized yourself to a level where they're just like, they realize like adult compassion for you.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're like, there's no changing it.
Yeah.
Like an 8-year-old to a 10-year-old
Yeah.
being like, you're gonna need to grow out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's so sad, dude. Dude, performativeness. I can think of one moment where I tried to be performative and it died. And I've like not been since because it hurt me so bad. I was in 3rd grade and for some reason there was like some dance thing happening in the class. Like everyone was just dancing to music in the middle of elementary school. And I stood up and I did the Egyptian walk, like an Egyptian walk. Yeah, that. I don't even like, well, so
Stop it.
so I did it. So I did it, and everyone's dancing, and I just did that. And then I sat down at my desk afterwards, and everyone's done, and no one said anything to me. I was just dancing, just like, and in my head, I was like, why did I do that? Why did I dance that way? That was like the worst thing I've ever done.
Such a crazy
Like, I was
thing
just-
for an 8-year-old to criticize.
Dude, I was
themselves
so
Yeah.
self-critical. I was like, what was I thinking? Like, that was the dumbest. And I think back to me doing that, and like I won't even do the motion today because it creates such cringe in me that I won't do it. I don't even like looking at it. I'm gonna be
You'll
honest.
never dance like an Egyptian?
Never. I will never do it. Dude,
Would you do it on this podcast for the first time
No.
in
No.
Come on,
17 years?
no, you can tell them you cut it. It never happened. You can tell them you cut it out of the podcast. Like, you could just say I
No,
did it.
dude.
No,
But I
come
didn't
on,
do it.
dude.
I'm not doing it.
Please do it.
I'm so, I do. This is so no. This is so crazy.
This is like his
dude.
biggest fear.
Dude, this,
Imagine he's in like
he
a
pulls
mental.
out a gun and like, hey, no.
cut it out.
You know those things where it's like like if somebody's really afraid of spiders, they'll like have them hold a spider. He's in like a mental institution. There's just a bunch of doctors doing this around.
Dude,
there you go.
dude,
there you
All right.
go.
All right.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
it's so bad. I can't do it because I knew. I think at the time I was trying.
I just love that image of a bunch of like guys in white coats be like, all right, is this doing anything for you?
It really does.
And he's in
make
like a
me-
padded cell, like, ah,
Let me
ah.
out.
Here's the
Let
thing.
me out.
I wouldn't need to do that. I would simply close my eyes. That is what I would do. And then they'd need to do it until I can't.
And then they'd be like whispering in your ear, Egyptian walk, Egyptian walk, Egyptian walk.
yeah,
They're playing walk like an Egyptian in his cell all day, every day.
Dude, okay, this will maybe tie things together here with the walk like an Egyptian. No one told me not to do it or that it was dumb or whatever. I just felt in myself that was performative, like I was trying to get people to look at me or whatever, and I just hated it so bad. I have that same feeling towards the conga line. I will not participate in a conga line ever in my life. I won't do it. And this ties back to literally tying back to diabetes. I went to a diabetes summer camp when I was a kid. Just
That's
a
so
bunch
funny
of
that they just
a
corral you all together.
yeah, dude, it was called Camp Wanna Cura, as in I can't want a cura for diabetes.
Yeah.
Which I
No,
didn't
I
put
got
together.
it.
I didn't get it until college. That's why I spelled it out for you. I was like 9 at this thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the camp, there was like I'm not joking, 300 person long conga line. Everyone in the camp, counselors, all the kids, they're all doing it. Except for me, I'm sitting on the knoll, on a grassy knoll, and they're like, "Come on, come do it." And I was like, I won't do the conga line." And I was like, maybe 10. I was like, 300 people are
You
like,
are-
"Come do the conga with us," and I was like, I will not.
You
That's
are the
insane.
pastor, and I think it's John Lithgow played him. You are the pastor from Footloose. You just hate dancing of all time.
Dude, I don't hate dancing. I hate the Egyptian walk, and I hate the conga. And if the person leading the conga
So
is
you
doing
really
the
hate-
Egyptian walk, I'm gonna kill myself.
This sounds like a fucking Tim Robinson sketch. Like
Yeah.
you have like a child, you have like a daughter, and like Walk Like an Egyptian comes on, and she's just like, Dad, look at this. You're like,
dude,
no,
dude, I'm not.
no.
You push over your
Get
daughter.
that off.
Enough.
Dude, I'm not. I
And
was
then you
genuinely
like dive
thinking.
into the backstory, like when I was a child.
Dude, I wouldn't do backstory. What I would genuinely do, because I was just
Is
picturing
tell her
it, is
something
I would
much
pull
worse
her, I would
happened?
pull her
Yeah.
hands down. It depends on how old she is. If she was 3, I'd just put her hands down. Like she puts them, I'd be like, we don't do that. Like, sweetie, we don't do that here.
You train her as like a Pavlovian response
Yeah, exactly.
early on.
Hey, if you hear that song and if you see anyone doing that, you don't say anything. You love them. They're worth loving, those people.
Yeah.
But we don't do that here.
Oh, I made a
You
we
mistake.
don't
treat her,
do
you
that
treat
here.
her like a dog, like sort of like biting stuff it's not supposed to. You cover
Yeah,
it in like hot
exactly.
sauce.
Yeah, exactly. I like
You
snap at
pepper
her face
spray
a
your
lot.
daughter every time she tries doing the
Yeah,
Egyptian
exactly.
dance.
Guys,
No.
before we continue with the riff, I just want to say to you and to the viewers, I did make the mistake. John Lithgow is not the pastor in Footloose. Maxim, can you pull up who was the pastor just so I can fully correct myself? Thank you.
Thanks for calling that out.
Yeah.
No. Just
But that
I
would've
wanted to do
derailed
that.
everything.
It made like Redmond Shaw Moore was.
John Lithgow or Dennis Quaid.
Or
So I was
Dennis
right.
Quaid. Or Dennis Quaid.
From the new one. I was right. I'm sorry. I was right.
well, it's a good
What
thing
a
you killed
roller
all that
coaster.
momentum, dude.
What a roller
Thank
coaster.
goodness. It was
Oh
John
my
Lithgow.
gosh.
Guys, it was John Lithgow. Okay.
We had a good.
And sorry to John for a few minutes of confusion there
Yeah.
from Noah.
Yeah.
I quite frankly, I don't know who John Lithgow is. So
John
it's
Lithgow was in he was the father.
We're actually good.
No. I'll dive into it. John Lithgow is an actor. He's a really good character actor. He was in Harry and the Hendersons. He played the father.
Now you got him fucking started on his. This is performative.
He was
Noah
also
loves to show people he loves so much about movies.
He was
knows
also
so
in The
much
World
about
According
movies.
to Garp. He played a drag queen in that who used to play in the NFL.
Hey Josh, you want to have a different conversation?
What?
Let's have a different conversation.
He was also in a season of
Shut
Dexter
up.
playing
Shut
the Trinity
up.
Killer.
Shut up.
He's a good actor.
Shut
That's what I'm
up.
saying. He's a great actor.
Shut up.
He's a chameleon.
Here's the thing.
Oh, he played Churchill in The Crown.
If he didn't do this,
Very big departure for him.
he would
I'm
be
listening.
DFW. He would end his life because then he'd have all of this information and nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So he has to let it out because that's all information can be done with.
Yeah.
You have all this information. What do you do? Well, you just can impart it to other people.
I just miss the good old days in like 1300s England where you could lock up a guy like that.
Sure.
He keeps talking and
Yeah.
say you're like a knight and
You
you're
could
just
like frame me for murder.
And I know what you're
Easily.
thinking. Oh, he'll put me in the stocks publicly where I can shout all this information at
Yeah.
people about movies. We wouldn't. We'd put you in an ISO cell.
I'd be loud enough that I could yell out.
Okay.
we'd put a fucking bone. Like, yeah, no,
Bone in my head?
no.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
I was gonna say we're gonna put a bow and arrow, but through your head, but a bow and an arrow.
Yeah,
I
both
fucked
of
up.
them. Both of them.
I mean, sure.
Hey, you earned
Not
this
just
one.
not just the arrow, but the bow as well would go in. Would go in.
Fuck.
Dude, you think? Dude, there's got to be people who were like this, but for William Shakespeare and all of his plays too.
Oh,
and
dude,
people back then were like,
I mean, that's
we
just-
get it. You
it's-
like Shakespeare.
People definitely
It's-
were so annoying back then for Shakespeare.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. It's not any different just because they used
Yeah.
Old English and said words with E's in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It
like
didn't make
those
any
people.
sense. Yeah,
I'll accept that.
that's what I think.
I like that I know those things.
Why?
It's interesting to me.
Fine.
Is it like a retention thing? Are you glad of like being able to retain so much information?
No, because there's so much information that I wish I could retain,
Oh, like what?
like people's names, like my friends' names.
Matt?
No, I know you too. But there's like people that I've met like 5 times and like I can't remember their name just because I know fucking like this character actor from like a 1970s movie.
I think you should do like the mnemonic device.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Thank you for saying that. By
Mhm.
the way, I think you should do like a
Diabetes.
mnemonic device tying it back to character actors or movies or comic book. Like do it with Josh. Tie
Sounds
Josh
like a
back
lot of
to
work.
No, because then
but it's fun because it's involving a subject you.
you know
like.
what? It probably would help him because if he could. But can you imagine how annoying that would be if someone was like, "Oh, you're Matt. You're like that one character actor from this 1980s movie," and then they just like.
I wouldn't say that
Rattle-
out loud though. I do that in my head.
But can you imagine if someone did that to like outwardly? To
Here's the
you?
thing: is I think you would do it out loud. You'd be like, "Hey, Matt, here's how I'm going to remember your name. You were like that one actor that was nominated for an Oscar but didn't actually win anything back in '73,
Mhm.
and he shouldn't have been nominated, honestly. But that's beside the point." And then they'd be like, "Okay, okay," but you'd remember his name, and that's the real point here.
I fully zoned out and started thinking about Matt Damon the second he said Matt.
See, you're doing it already.
Yeah.
You're doing it already.
Dude, like-
That's just what you do.
If it's not like annoying movie knowledge, he literally does just like shut off. Like we're telling him how he can like better his like interpersonal
Yeah.
life, and it's just like Matt Damon. And Matt Damon did a movie one time.
Well, not just one time actually. He's a very prolific
God,
actor.
shut up.
He was in Elysium, which I have actually not seen. He did
I
shave
did
his head
see
for that
Elysium.
role.
I
How
did
was
see
it?
Elysium. Yeah, it's a classic. Oh, rich people are bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm wearing Ralph Lauren, so I can't say that right now. So these are Ralph Lauren pants also. So I'm pretty rich. I'm
Hey,
just
Josh.
kidding. These are not. I mean, they are Ralph Lauren, but they're
We're
not.
friends, right?
Say what you need to say.
All right.
All right. Here's an actual trick as to how you remember somebody's name, though.
Yeah.
Let's, Matt, introduce yourself to me right now.
Matt.
Hey, Matt. Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Nice to meet you, Matt. Blah, blah, blah. We have a conversation.
Mhm.
Hey, Matt, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, you were.
I said his name 3
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
times.
No, I know
Say
the
it 3
name repetition
times.
thing. I just never remember to do that.
You know what always freaks me out when someone does the hey, what's your name?
Yeah, hey, Josh.
Josh.
Oh, people have done that to you?
People have done that to me, and I'm like,
That's insane.
I was like, whoa.
See, I would
want
want
what if
to
they said a
criticize
different
that.
name? Hey, what's your name?
Max.
Hitler.
There's okay. There's one guy who I know growing up had crazy like cancer, like almost 1% survival rate with like this specific kind of cancer. Super rare.
Nice.
To this day, he only calls me Max, and I don't have the heart to correct him. And I feel like
you're allowed to correct him.
Hey, cancer boy, it's Matt. Dear
yes,
Lord.
sir. Yes, sir.
Golly, he survives cancer and he can't remember. What if not remembering your name is what kept him alive?
I'm just
What
like,
if he
hey,
was
remember
Matt?
when you
and it immediately kills him when he corrects
Oh,
him.
I'm Matt. I'm so.
remember when you survived that super rare cancer? Yeah, remembering my name isn't as hard as that. So maybe let's put that together.
Yeah, that's crazy. Less than 1% survival rate. See, that's why I feel like I could be mean to him and call him cancer boy, because it's like, listen, you survived. That's pretty sick. I'm gonna, gonna rib you a little bit.
Is he fully in remission, or is it just like?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Like fully good, or like he used to have cancer good? Because there's some people who are like, wow, that's great compared to what could have been.
I think his like ears are a little fried from.
Oh, he can't hear that well.
Like his hearing, it's not that bad, but like let's say it's like 50%.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
Where was it?
Abdomen, like it was like all kind of all over.
Oh man, that's tough. I knew a guy who he lived on my floor freshman year. He's a friend of mine, and the beginning of freshman year, we're all sitting getting to know each other, and we're talking to the whole floor. And it's his turn to go, and he goes, "I'm a cancer survivor," and we're like, "Wow, it's amazing!" Like young guy, he had cancer. It's crazy. He's like, "Yeah, when I was 2, I had cancer," and immediately I checked out. I was like, "No, 2 as a cancer, that doesn't count."
You weren't even there
a
for
cancer
that.
survivor at 2. What did you do? Like your body just kept
Yeah.
existing. Like I feel like that's a weird thing to internalize and then be like, and he's got 0 hips now. I mean, the least amount, because it had something to do with that area. But it's like, I was like, I don't know, man. I get you technically had cancer, but I have a hard time sympathizing with you about it because
You're being
don't
performative
remember.
with your cancer.
Exactly. I was like, dude, we're 19, and you're like, when I was 2. That's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. That's a hard thing for me to really get behind.
But he does like have no hips, you were saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got symptoms for sure. Yeah. He's got symptoms.
So there's everlasting effects from it.
Yeah.
But because it happened too early, you're like, nah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he knew what having hips was like, and then he lost them, that'd be a different story.
Well, if that
than
baby
someone...
could twerk, then he would be upset.
Yeah. Like when I see a paraplegic person, I say, "Could you ever walk?" And if they say yeah, I go, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And if they say no, I'm like, "Yeah, whatever."
That's how I feel.
You push them out of their chair.
Yeah, you never knew. You never knew what it was like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what I'm given the opportunity to re-earn.
You're gonna keep it on. You're gonna keep it on until someone
Here's the
else has a
problem:
good
is
rep.
given what I'm wearing right now, it looks like a sincere effort to wear it.
See, and that's why you have it on.
No, that's why I don't like it. I don't want people.
With that shit that you're putting out there, with what you just said, that's why you have it on.
I don't. People are like, "Oh, he's sincerely wearing a fedora," and I'm
No,
not.
it's fair. I'll allow it.
All right, thank you. Because people will. If this was in a thumbnail,
We could
people
put
would
the
be
cigar
If
up
you were
and have
wearing-
me the
if-
driving crooner the whole podcast.
Dude, that was such a good sketch.
All
That was
right,
such a good sketch. Yeah, he deserves it. It's so funny. No, it's not gonna work.
fuck. It doesn't. She's making it not look real.
That's such a good bit, dude.
So good.
It's so funny.
All right, let's talk about enemies. Enemies, we've had groups of people that we have gripes with. Did you think about one?
Yeah, I did.
I
Think
guess
about one.
people with cancer when they're 2.
Listen, they're not an enemy. They just don't mean anything to me. That's
They're nothing.
exactly. They're worse than an enemy, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Apathy. The opposite of love isn't hate. Is apathy.
Mm.
You know.
You should. This is completely unrelated. You should do like book narrations for like Audible. You got a good voice for it. You got a good voice
Just do
for
different. Yeah, hold on. If I can,
like a really good radio voice.
Hey,
if I can get like a good radio voice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, well, this is
You're
like-
cooking now.
Yeah, well, this is like if I'm just speaking like really relaxed, like this is like my actual general speaking voice, but it's too quiet. So most of the time I need to like speak up, and I end up speaking a little bit in a higher register.
Mhm.
But if I like relax my voice, then this is typically where it's
God, I
out
feel like I'm
about
listening to
right
This
now.
American Life.
I would speak the intro, but I don't listen to it. Does that
I
mean I'm
listen-
stupid?
I don't really listen to it.
What's
either.
This American Life?
Don't worry about it.
It's
You're not
Ira
smart enough.
Glass. He has like a show on NPR.
Oh,
for their podcast, and it's just about like I think it's about just like minor shit going on in like New York or like New York stories.
Yeah, it's for like really smart people to tell other people that they're really smart,
Yeah.
and
Or
they only
to-
tell other really smart people.
It's how like really smart people wind down for the day. Is what I
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
Like you listen, you put on This American Life, like play Vivaldi on a vinyl record in the background and
Yeah.
like sip tea through your asshole. Like
yeah,
that's
and you think, damn, I'm smart.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of what you. That's like
Yeah.
the vibe.
yeah.
You know, like you light a candle,
Yeah.
and it's just yeah. I have
You
a
write
candle,
with a
but-
big quill.
yeah, big quill,
Yeah.
big quill that you plucked yourself.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go read a book at a bar with a monocle on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's the deal with the monocle?
Is it back?
You don't see it anymore.
You don't see it anymore, but why? Whoever was like, yeah, you just need one. Like, why? Like, 2 is pretty good. I
Yeah.
think. Why wouldn't you just give 2?
Was it a sign of? I think it had something to do with like a sign of wealth. It had to be because I
Sure.
can't imagine why you would wear a monocle if you didn't. But also, why would you wear one when you can afford 2?
Well, maybe it's because it was actually so expensive
Yeah.
that 1 was just all they could swing.
Yeah,
And
but
then
if
when it
you're like a
became-
Rockefeller, I feel like you could afford. What if you just had monocles in both eyes? It's like, why don't you just wear glasses? It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I want to squint.
Yeah, it's like
And they're also pretty small too. Like, who's looking at such small writing all
Yeah.
the time? I don't know. Sorry, I kind of derailed the
your enemy though.
enemy. I thought about this, and it feels a little unfair, maybe because it's pretty broad. But hot people, typically speaking,
Okay.
hot there's large stereotyping going on, obviously, but hot girls specifically,
Mm.
I have pretty big issue with, mostly because of their link to entitlement. If you're
Mhm.
hot and not entitled, that's fantastic, bully for you. But if you're hot and entitled, you are my enemy.
Mm.
That's what I've decided.
What is? Do you have like a moment that stems from?
Well, yeah, it sounds bad now, maybe, but I was going on dates with this girl
Mm.
here like a month ago or so. Very good looking gal, way out of my league without question, looks wise, way out of my league.
Nice.
And just very mean, which is weird to say about like an
To
adult.
you or just in general?
To me, but also kind of in general.
Like, what would
But,
she say to you?
Okay, so this is what happened on our
How
last.
did she break you down?
So this is how she broke me down, by me saying, "Hey, I really like you. I think she was gonna leave for the summer because like go traveling and whatnot. She's also rich, which maybe throw that in there. But I was like, hey, I really like you. I'll call you over the summer. And she was like, why? And I was like, what? I was like, well, because we've been going on dates and like she's like, yeah, but why would you call me? And I'm like, oh, what? And then I was like, I'd like to see you before you leave for the summer one more time. Like, I'd like to see you. And she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, do you want to see me at all? And she was like, I could see you or I could not see you. And I was like,
she's one of those fucking people who's like, it's so about the moment.
and I was like, kind of, yeah. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, that sounds to me like take it or leave it. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we'll just leave it then. We'll just leave it. And then later, we don't text for a while. And then because I'm like, well, this is done.
Mhm.
And then she texts me and she's like, just texting me normally. And I kind of come back like, what do you think's going on? And basically she was like, what? No, those were jokes. Those were just jokes. And I'm like, what? I was really mean. I was
Yeah.
like I'm being vulnerable saying, hey, I really like you.
Yeah.
But it's because I think she's way better looking than me that she's like, I don't need to give him this like attention or like vulnerability or honesty because of course he's going to stick around for me. I'm pretty hot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's maybe in spite of her or like to spite her, because I'm like, people who are hot and think like everything just comes naturally, like she doesn't have to be nice to people. She's really
Yeah.
good looking.
I would, yeah,
You know?
I would say I was
Pretty
talking
privileged.
to my girlfriend about this. Usually, I feel like for every like in stereotypical fashion, like for women, it's always like the hot to crazy or hot to mean ratio that
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
always reference. I think for guys, it's hot to dumb. I think for a lot
Oh.
of guys, they get to
Because
be
we're all
so-
fucking nuts.
they get to be so hot where they have just been able to like move through the world without anyone like questioning them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I have one friend, he's a gorgeous man, very gorgeous, very handsome. Not Noah,
no,
no.
that was no.
But
It's not me.
everyone that's not like the core four that like he grew up with lets him say all of his like stupid shit all the time, and no one
Yeah.
ever like checks him on it or makes fun of him for it. They're just like, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst, dude.
Yeah.
That's the worst because they don't get their. Yeah, there is no check to their balance.
Yeah, and so
You know?
he just gets to say whatever, and people are like, that's so funny that you're confused right now.
Yeah.
That's cool."
Yeah,
Like-
dude, that's the worst.
Like there was one time where like he was like visiting me in college at some point. Like we were both in Napa at the time, and my brother had a friend there, and didn't say hi or anything. He just goes up to her and he's like, "So do you smoke weed too?" And she goes, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, say hi. Say literally anything else but that to start a conversation."
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
it's just like odd shit where it's like, so I honestly have more of a problem with hot guys sometimes because they're so like aloof,
Yeah.
and I get very bothered by someone who like doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Like-
Sure. I think I feel more bad for hot aloof people because I'm like, oh, no one's ever made
Yeah.
you become a full person.
I guess, yeah,
before.
no
Like, I feel
one's-
bad for them. They're not like an enemy because I'm like, maybe I'm too arrogant. I'm like, oh no, it's like I'm being demeaning.
Yeah.
But like hot entitled people who are like, no, seriously, that really gets
Yeah.
me. That gets me going.
That's
But-
fair.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on
Um,
Or
people.
do you have another enemy?
no, any.
Yeah, I know
do I
you.
have any enemies?
No, my favorite thing with Noah is that I'll talk to him
Mhm.
about someone who I don't like.
Yeah.
It'll be like XYZ did this shit, did
I
this
hate
shit.
XYZ.
Fucking XYZ is always doing this.
I know.
And he'll just look at me. And I think probably half the time that I'm telling him, he's just thinking about Matt Damon. So
Yeah,
it just doesn't
sure.
register
no.
at all.
Well, no.
Let me know.
All right.
And then he'll go, "Oh, yeah, man. Yeah."
Oh, dude,
And
a
it's just
bouncy
like-
ball on sand.
Oh, dude. Because me and Ethan are like Irish hate fueled fucking pieces of garbage.
Yeah.
And Noah's a loving, beautiful man.
Yeah.
And we'll like, "Can you fucking..." And he's like,
yeah.
"Uh-huh." And we're like,
Well,
no.
I think it's just that I don't connect on that because like most of my enemies are like condors, falcons, most airborne predators
Uh-huh.
are my enemies.
Yeah. Or like
will-
back.
I've been waiting so long to get that riff out.
Golly.
just
you're-
biting his tongue for 2 minutes, just like condors, falcons, eagle. I mean, you know.
Also, he's in his head. He's like, when I think of something for 2 minutes, I'm gonna bail on it because it's too scary. I've built it up too much in my head. And
No,
you're just like,
I just love the
"No, this
idea
is
that
good."
like I have like constantly have birds that are hunting me down.
Yeah, I think depending on the context, you probably do. That's why I
Yeah.
think it's safe. To
But
live in a
no, like
city.
hot people were never really like, because in college, like I had like a few hot friends, and like some of them were dicks, some of them were just like smart, nice guys. So it was like I completely connect on the ones that were like, I connect more on like the people. I do connect a lot on the one where it's like the people who just talk with so much confidence that people just believe. Because I knew ugly guys that did that, and people just believed whatever they had to say, and I'd be like, "No, you're fucking wrong. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah, it's like
That's
I-
not true. What do we do? Like,
One of my favorite, when I get drunk, you know, like there's like the liquid courage, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's never like boastfulness about my own self.
Yeah.
I just feel like I know history really
Yeah.
well. So like, I'll just be like, dude, the War of 1812 was in the 1900s. People don't
Yeah.
even talk about, I'll just
Yeah.
be wrong. But I'll be so like fucking like,
Yeah.
no, this is how it is, man.
yeah,
yeah.
This is how it is.
like people
and
talking.
then I'll wake up the next day and I was like, I know I was wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know.
But you have the self-awareness to look back and be like, I know I was wrong. People talking without editors and like just like and that's like those types of people that are like the Andrew Tates and like the Elon Musk and like all those people who are like, no, I know this shit, and they like build a following. That's enemies. Like that's people I despise.
Mm.
Just wanton, like unabashed know nothings who, and I used wanton completely wrong there, But
That's called wonton. That's a food. Not
Yeah,
all right. Very good.
Woo!
Give it back to the
Pretty
crooner.
good.
But people who just got by on their ability to spew bullshit in a way that sounds right, I hate that more than life itself.
See, and I think the people you mentioned are a good like example of that, and like a good contrast to like people on the opposite side of that, which are like Alex Jones. You know, people who really say things with confidence and they're right. Like Alex Jones. Like really strong, like Jones or Trump or something like that.
Yeah.
They're
hot
like
guys,
a separate.
hot guys.
They're hot guys who do know what they're
hot
talking about.
red-faced guys.
Exactly.
Hot,
Yeah.
smart guys.
Yeah.
Hot, literally temperature. I mean, have you ever looked at them?
They look so warm.
Dude, absolutely.
They must
They're-
be constantly
they're
sick. That's why
running
Trump has
temperatures
all that
110.
Sudafed in his drawers.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. How does hair grow on such a hot head?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's just unbelievable. It's like
Melania,
boiling hot.
it must be like a fucking kettle in that
Dude,
bed.
if you think they're sleeping in the same bed, you got another thing coming.
They are. They love each other. Anyway.
That's like Bill and Hillary. They love each other too. When was the last loving couple? Michelle and
Michelle and
Barack,
Obama.
probably.
Yeah, no,
Michelle
dude.
and Obama.
Michelle and Obama. Sorry, Michelle and Hussein in the same bed, probably. You know.
No,
Yeah,
there was a.
I think Jill and Joe Biden love each other.
No, dude. Jill is making him do. Jill hates Joe.
You don't think they love each other?
No, well, Joe doesn't know anything. Like he doesn't know love.
Have
I think,
you?
currently.
I mean, yeah.
No, like he those texts
Maybe
he sent
back
to
in the
Hunter.
day.
He's like, "Hey, I still love you, son."
Have you ever
Like,
seen, like, I don't know if you've seen your grandparents like this, but when one of them is more like deteriorated than the other, and they
Mhm.
kind of act as like a quasi caretaker.
When
The caretaker
almost? I was close to seeing
No, I mean,
that.
dude, they. I don't know if there's a more like resentful couple than caretakey,
Yeah.
like as like an old couple.
Did you
Yeah.
have that with your grandparents?
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
they're fine, but like, dude, can you imagine, like, say you're in an argument, right? And then you shit your pants. That's not going to be, the argument doesn't go away. And also you just shit your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now dude, that doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
also they have to clean up the shit that's in your pants.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And they already hate you at this moment.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like with them, it's got to be like, I'm sure there's days where he fucking Logan Roy just pisses on the floor.
Yeah.
She's like, she has to hose him off like a dog or something. I don't know.
You put him in
Yeah.
the tub and he's fighting and kicking like a baby. I don't want to take a bath.
Yeah, especially when the fight is, please do not poop yourself right
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
then you're like, I have to, I
Yeah.
have to.
Suck it.
It's called incontinence. Okay, it's not. I'm not choosing this. It's the opposite of what you have.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've done poop talk on the thing before.
We had a full episode dedicated to poop with Ethan and Grant Moore.
That's
not
pretty
think
good
of two
poop.
better
That's
people.
a pretty good poop group to talk with.
Poop group.
Yeah. Poop group.
I'd
Yeah.
combine those two words.
That's like an
Take,
IBS.
take the P from poop and the oop from group and call it poop.
Poop. Yeah.
That's a
good.
pretty
Yeah.
fun thing to call like your IBS Anonymous group. Poop group.
Poop group.
I'm going to poop group today. What are you
Mhm.
talking about? Poop.
Yeah. Why? I wonder if they'd be like, seriously, don't talk about it. It's anonymous. Like it's AI, like AA. They're like, you don't talk about that you're in AA for the most part, generally, and it's like, don't talk about the fact that you're in
Yeah.
poop group. I think we should have it.
You know what
anonymous for
IBSA
everything.
IBS Anonymous. You know what IBSA stands for? I be
Yeah.
shitting a lot.
Come on,
Thanks, man.
come on.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good. That's
I think that's our hour.
our hour.
Yeah. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Awesome.
Anything either of you guys want to plug?
Our show. We got
Yeah,
another Kiwi Bagel coming up.
July 19th.
July 19th. We got a good lineup.
That we can't announce yet because we don't have everyone.
We can't announce
We
it yet.
we gotta move on.
We've
That's-
confirmed almost everybody. But it's
Stay
gonna be,
tuned.
Stay tuned. And I'm a happy boy.
Yep.
Recently.
Nice. I'm a comedian in New York.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Do you have any brands besides Tropicana you'd like to plug? Any
yeah.
favorite brands you have?
I've been taking a lot of Flintstones vitamins recently.
Okay.
I bought like one of those little jars of them for a sketch, and now I just take them every morning, and I feel great.
I'd like to shout out ibuprofen.
Okay.
What about them? Like, what have you been using them?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
My shoulder.
Oh, it's hurt.
Yeah.
What happened?
It just one of those times where you like wake up and you're like, oh, I feel bad,
I've been there.
and I'm just like that for a week now.
I shout out eggs.
I love eggs.
Eggs are good.
And you go cage free?
Scrambled. Cage free, scrambled. Not cage free. I do scrambled. I don't know. I just pick up the eggs that are the most readily available at the store. I just pick them right up, and I put them in and I eat 4
You go up to the employee. Which is the carton that's easiest to pick up?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I just grab the one that's there and is not too expensive. I'd imagine these chickens are treated horribly.
Well, eggs are pretty
Mm.
expensive
mine.
now anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So I just go with the cheapest ones, the most mistreated chickens, probably.
Yeah.
But the eggs, they're doing
You
good
guys
work.
ever see the video of, I think it was like the McDonald's chickens where they literally would just like throw them against the
Yeah.
wall?
It's insane.
What?
They do that
Yeah.
with baby pigs too. It's ridiculous.
Listen, to be fair, we are eating them, so it's like, can we get too mad? How dare you treat it that?
Oh, there was actually another thing I want to shout out. John Lithgow was actually in.
No. Thank you for listening
Planet
to
of the
Common
Apes,
Enemies.
the
Thanks for having me.
reboot.
Goodbye.
And he also
Thank
played
you.
a similar character in Interstellar.
I'm cutting that.
All right.